Stampin' friends, it's Ayana Johnston here with another check this out video tutorial to show you. Today I want to show you how I made this beautiful copper balloons card. I used that beautiful brand new summer sorbet set to make this fun card. To get the supply list for this card, you can just go to my blog at www.checkthisout.stampinup.net. Be sure to stop by my blog for some more great ideas and some great customer order specials that I usually always have going on. Alright, so let's get started making this card. To make this card, you're going to need 3 stamp sets. The first one you'll need, it's the brand new Summer Sorbet card. I'm trying to avoid some of that glare, sorry about that. But this wonderful Summer Sorbet, I used this beautiful hot air balloon right down here below. Then I used this great go-to stamp set called Kind of Eclectic. And for this card I used the sun, and then I used these beautiful little dots down here below. And then I also just took the sentiment, "You are totally awesome," and I took this from the Grateful Bunch set. For stamp sets, I used the beautiful brand new Peekaboo Peach. How beautiful, I can't wait to show you. And then I used Marina Mist as well as Versamark ink. For cardstock, you're going to need the following. You're going to need a sheet of the beautiful brand new Peekaboo Peach. You're going to want to cut this at 5.5 by 8.5 and score it at 4 1/4. Then you're going to need a piece of Marina Mist. And the Marina Mist, you're going to want to cut it 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White, and this piece of Whisper White, you're going to want to cut this at 3.5 by 4 3/4 inches. Then you're going to need a scrap piece of Very Vanilla, and this is also cut at the same size at 3.5 by 4 3/4 as the Whisper White. Then you'll want to use a piece of that brand new Fruit Designer Series paper. I just love the fruit stand. And I cut a 1.5 inch by 3.5 inch fruit stand piece of paper. Then you'll also need a piece of the new Peekaboo Peach ribbon. This offers beautiful texture, and I can't wait to show you how fast you can put this together on your card. Okay, so let's get started putting this card together. First, I'm going to go ahead and stamp some images on my card, and I'm going to use that Kind of Eclectic with my Peekaboo Peach. I'm going to use the sun, and then I'm going to use the Peekaboo Peach for this. Then I'm going to take my Marina Mist, and I'm going to go ahead and sponge in using masking technique. I'm going to sponge in some clouds. And the clouds I got from this beautiful punch, the one that used to go with the Ronald McDonald series, the Tree Builder Punch. And I went ahead and made a quick mask. And now I'm going to use the mask to go ahead and sponge in some clouds. I just want to tell you, when you do the clouds, you don't need a lot of Marina Mist. And then you'll notice I didn't even really have to keep stamping my ink. I just went ahead and took what's on the stamp and I pushed a little harder. Next, I'm going to stamp my sun. How beautiful is that sun? I just love it. Next, the good thing is I got a little ink down there below, but I'm going to cover that up with my layers here. So I'm going to put the Designer Series paper here, and then I'm going to adhere my ribbon right to that using some snail and some fast fuse for the ribbon. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside just for right now while I go ahead and do my copper balloons and my border. So for the copper balloons, I wanna go ahead and take my nice little powder guy to make sure I don't have any oils and stuff on here. And then I also want to do this on my Marina Mist, so I'm using my Very Vanilla to do this with and my Marina Mist, and you'll see why. Just a moment. Okay, now I want to use my balloon stamp with the Versamark ink, and I want to stamp 2 balloons, and then I'm going to heat emboss it with this brand new copper, and I just love this brand new copper. I can't say enough good things about it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take this Marina Mist, and I'm going to heat emboss some dots all around the edge of the Marina Mist. I'm going to take my beautiful little image here. I'm going to stamp just a little bit of Versamark ink and kind of edge around it just randomly. Any excess powder that I see that's not part of the design, I just kind of sneak in here with a little bit of paper on the corner. As you can see, I'm using my mask to do that. It's just a little trick I kind of learned. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and heat emboss my designs. And now you'll be able to see how beautiful those came out. Look at that. It's going to make a great border. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the beautiful copper balloons. These just make the card. Use my paper snips to do this. Okay, now I have all my pieces ready to put together, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to adhere all the layers. Next, I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere my balloon to some Stampin' Dimensionals. I had to open up a new pack. I thought I just had a pair of Stampin' Dimensionals right here. And I did. They were just hiding on me. And sometimes when they're curving up in the corner like that, I like to add like a third on there. And then, real quick, kind of bend this one down just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add my sentiment using my Marina Mist, which says, "You are totally awesome," from the Beautiful Bunch. And one last thing I'm going to do is, as that one just sticks up just a little bit, I'm going to add another Stampin' Dimensional. And I'm just going to use one of my little corner pieces to keep that guy down. And then, there you have it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. I had a blast with it. Again, if you stop by my blog, you'll see how I made this. You'll get the directions for it, and you'll also see some other great sales that I've got going on. Happy stamping!